Welcome, sad heads, and thank you for tuning in to our latest episode. Quick heads up, there was a little audio glitch when recording this episode, and although we did our best to remove it, you might hear an echo on my end in a few spots. So you might hear a little echo of what Ethan is saying, although it's not too noticeable. You won't hear that again in future episodes, but we do apologize for that here, and we hope it isn't too distracting. With that in mind, we hope you enjoy the episode.
What up, my home dogs? This is Ethan, and you're listening to Style and Direction.
This is not how you start it.
Without the stuffiness.
This is not how you start the podcast.
This is hey, this is because it's how I'm starting the podcast. It's inherently how I start the podcast.
Well, it's not how you normally do it. Is my point.
I know. I'm just making a joke that I am a god to you people. We were talking about Fashion Nirvana on the stream, which technically, I don't know when this is coming out, so I'm just going to say, check out our YouTube channel, Style and Direction, and you'll see a bunch of stuff when we were talking about how basic is not that interesting, and how it's not Fashion Nirvana. So, to us, it is fresh in our minds, which is why I mentioned it. Anyway.
That was great.
Thank you for listening to this anecdote. But yeah, no, my name is Ethan M. Wong. You are listening to Style and Direction. It is a menswear podcast I do with my friends. I guess I'm still talking like it's a stream because it's so fresh in my mind.
I mean, we are recording this much earlier than we normally do, so we stream, I guess, quick
twice
a week, Wednesday, Saturday, 8 to 10 PST. And right now we are recording at 11:28 a.m. on Sunday, so it's just over 13 hours since we've stopped streaming. Isn't that the Benghazi movie?
The movie, yeah. I was about to say.
Benghazi ain't going away.
No, where are the emails?
Where are the emails? Is this before or after our politics episode?
This would be funny. Hey, in context, it'll be great when you binge this podcast, and I know that many of you do. And I know that none of you do that, but it's like Arrested Development, where the more you watch it, the more you see all the cohesive jokes that come together.
Yeah, like all the times we talk about Benghazi.
Yeah, come on, listen to the first episode, and if you slow it down, you'll hear me go, "Where are the emails, Hillary?"
That was 2017, right? So that was after the election.
That was.
I was gonna say, if only we had started recording before, we could.
Can you believe that the podcast is technically 3 years old?
We're only on 45 episodes, which isn't.
Yeah, because the first year was like one came in October, or no, we did the pilot in May, and then the first episode came out in October.
So it was a long ass build up. Yeah.
It was, hey, I mean, for those of you who are diehard readers of Street Expressa or listeners to the pod, we appreciate that you've stuck with us for 3 years. Hey, but now we're making more and more content.
Yeah, we're starting to get good. Believe it or not.
It's hopefully we don't do the whole thing that Mac did, or Rob McElhenney. I don't know what his name is, where he got fatter as the show got better, as a subversion on that whole Hollywood thing. Oh man!
But then he got ripped one season. So
he did.
We could do that.
We don't need to get ripped. We don't need to do that. So anyway, today I thought, because it's fucking summer, and today it's so hot. I could feel it. I woke up sweating, and not for the normal reason. Hey, we don't got TOS on this thing, so I'm just.
We can say whatever we want.
Yeah, Jack.
We can make as many threats as we want.
we can say that we want to end our own lives as much as possible. We're all mentally health. Our mental health is all time high, guys. Quarantine's great.
High.
What's Big Time Rush?
You know what is funny is I think
funny?
I've actually been losing weight, and it's not because I've been more active. I go on walks or whatever, but that's about it. I think it's because I'm depressed and eating less.
I was about to say the same thing. There are some times when so I think I've mentioned this in a couple of other podcasts or streams where I definitely know when I gain and lose weight because I photograph myself almost every day, so I see my face, and I can be like, I'm very surprised that in quarantine I haven't like gained a lot of weight, and but I think the same thing. I think I'm also depressed and anxious, and I maybe that also burns calories, and maybe I don't eat as much. Also, not going to Korean barbecue and having my fucking islands fixed, bro.
Yeah,
that could be a
that's
big
gotta
deal
help.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of weight, actually, this is not totally unrelated. But today we are talking about a topic that is very important, because it's fucking summertime.
It's
This is
very
coming out-
important. This is the most
It's
important
so-
episode we'd ever recorded.
Yeah, more so than the politics episode, which again,
Uh-huh.
to us, we don't know when you're listening to this. This could be before or afterward. We don't know because we record things whenever we fucking want.
Yeah.
But no, it's summertime, and I realized that we haven't really talked much about shorts. I don't think I said what the topic was, but it's shorts.
We've been building up for it for a long time, but now
I'm
with
building
the
it like
reveal,
fucking Legos. It's shorts, baby. But yeah, it's something that I've never really talked about, even on the blog, right? I typically don't talk too much about generic items, a whole lot. I do talk about like items I wear in a general sense, in the sense that they're like a specific thing, like a sports shirt. I don't talk about, oh, here's every shirt and here's like a small section. Like, no, let's talk about sports shirts. Let's talk about spear point collars. Let's talk about belt backs. But let's just talk about suits, right? We don't really do that. Maybe we will in the future, because maybe.
I mean, we did do an episode about ties.
We did.
Yeah.
See, so, we're kind of moving.
CISO.
We're kind of see so.
R.I.P. CISO.
R.I.P. NBC, Peacock, right? But no, like we know, so as we move the podcast into making much more content, some topics deserve to be talked about, and shorts is definitely a big one, because we wear them. I mean,
We do. I'm wearing them right now, in fact.
I'm in pajamas. I mean, you guys can't see anything. I could be.
Who are you,
nude.
Aldous,
Again.
on the Twitch?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
Quick plug out to that. Yeah, come on, guys, watch the fucking Twitch. Be a real sad fan. But no, I'm technically wearing shorts right now. But again, so if I talk about shorts in a general sense, a lot of menswear doesn't really like shorts. I mean, people do wear them. I mean, I'm talking when I say menswear, I change semantics all the time, but I'm talking about like the generic term of like men's fashion. Like you look on like MFA. A lot of people are like, well, why wear shorts? They're so casual. You're showing off your legs. That's ungentlemanly, or it's sloppy, or something.
it's like, this is what little boys wear. I'm a man. I wear pants.
Yeah. Quick shout out to the Schoolboy article where I talk about that very thing.
But I mean, I think
and-
it's safe to say both of us do wear pants way more than we wear shorts.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And but it would be remiss for me to say that I didn't have that mentality, because like you said, we would definitely wear pants more because pants are more interesting. There's a lot of like that sock to pant interaction. You have wide leg stuff, and for some people, fun shorts aren't really a thing either. They're cargo shorts, and we're gonna get into types of shorts in a second, but like wide leg shorts may not be as flattering, even for me, even for like us who like vintage style. Sometimes wide leg can be kind of weird. It can be kind of a hard thing to get into.
Yeah, like
And
I'm wearing the Uniqlo Gurkhas right now, and it did. I mean, it does. These are longer and wider than any other shorts that I've worn in a long time.
Yeah.
So it takes some getting used to.
Yeah, exactly. And so it does take a kind of like a mindset to kind of get into, because you just have to realize it's hot and you can wear shorts. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, And I think that when you look at the whole, how menswear has been, I think, and this time I'm talking about classic menswear, like menswear industry stuff. We're starting to see shorts come more and more into everyday wear. Not only because of quarantine, but I think that we're finally seeing shorts being worn with a tailored mindset, right? In that Schoolboy article, which I'll link in the show notes. Actually, I think. Well, there'll be two things, right? There'll be the show notes for this, and then some related articles in the show notes. But I do talk about how lots of guys would say, like, why wear shorts? You can wear linen trousers, right? Like, but nothing will compare to the fact that you can fucking expose your like fucking thigh and knee,
Just like
and
get
have
some
the
air
breeze.
going, man.
Exactly. And so I think that the reason why shorts came back are the height of Gurkha shorts. Those were like the thing that kind of came back, took the world by storm, and they were kind of like, they showed menswear like, oh, okay, shorts aren't too bad. We can find a way to do it. And now that we've seen a whole bunch, like, Drake's makes pleated shorts, we're finally in this area of like, okay, now we can wear shorts with blazers. People wear shorts with OCBDs. People wearing shorts with sports shirts. We're seeing that a lot more now. And as for me, as a guy who gets, inspired not only by the vintage, but by the contemporary menswear, it affected me and kind of helped me see that shorts are viable in my own style. Because, again, I used to be that guy who was like, well, it's hot, I don't want to default to shorts. I think that's a big theme of the podcast, big theme of the Twitch, where I always say defaulting on things is something I never want to do. Like, I don't have a lazy outfit. If I'm going to be lazy, I'm going to own it. Like, it's not going to be defaulting, it's going to be intentional. And having a good shorts mentality, finding like what shorts excite you and what details you like, are a good way in making that connection. So let's talk about the different types of shorts there are out there.
First of all,
yeah.
I wanna ask you if you were ever a plaid shorts kid, because I was.
And the answer will be in the show notes, because there is definitely pictures of me wearing plaid shorts. And not okay, well, this goes into some other stuff, but it's the plaid shorts with like fun graphic nerdy tee or a Hanes V-neck, whatever.
Do nerdy kids still dress like that, or do they have like, well,
if Minecraft Kid the cringe video is any indication, that's probably
that was from 2013 or 2012.
Yeah, it's like 6-7 years old now. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But maybe not. I mean, again, I have my cousins are in high school, and I feel like they looked cooler than I ever did. But when I used to wear shorts back in high school, I didn't even have uniform shorts. My parents were like, well, if it's hot, too bad. But,
I did go to an elementary school with a uniform, and the thing was, if you wore the pants, you weren't cool. You had to wear shorts year round. Like, anyone that wore the pants was a huge fucking dork.
To be fair,
yeah.
It's Orange County. It's hot. I mean, in California.
But even when it wasn't,
raining. Yeah, raining.
Yeah, when it wasn't hot, you still had to wear the shorts. No one wore those pants.
Yeah. I mean, I never even had uniform shorts, but all the cool people for me, I think, wore shorts because they were like skaters or something, or they're athletic, right? Yeah. But no, I was definitely the plaid shorts wearing guy. With the fun T-shirt, the hoodie, and then. Can't forget the fedora. I am definitely, I'm definitely not kidding. I have also worn for when I was in college, there were days. There's a whole old Ethan album that we're gonna get to in a future episode. But there's times when I wore like a bow tie or like a tie with like a button-up shirt to class, and then there are times when I wore a plain V-neck shirt with shorts and flip-flops, and then a backpack with like a lanyard because I'm a fucking freshman.
Oh boy.
So those are all reasons why it took me such a long time to get into shorts, But let's talk about the different types of shorts. And again, for all of these things, we're probably going to assume that you're wearing high rise, right? I mean, for us and a lot of the vintage and a lot of the contemporary menswear world, when you're wearing any kind of pant, we prefer high-waisted. There's a great highlight on the Twitch. Again, so fresh in my mind because I literally just cut it right before I did this. But again, most of the pants we're going to be wearing are high-rise. So the most common one you're probably going to find, at least if you're still shopping at mall brands, no judgment. Well, a little bit of judgment.
I mean, just like in general, this is what you're probably going to find.
Yeah, they're going to be flat front. They're going to be flat front chino shorts. Yeah. I mean, there are athletic shorts out there, but you're probably not going to wear athletic shorts with tailoring or out with an outfit. Although I do,
if you got some retro basketball shorts or something like that, wear it with like, I don't know, like a blazer maybe. That could be sick. I mean, someone could pull it off.
I mean, I'm wearing right now my my high school gym shorts, and they're kind of cool because they're like faded and they have like that classic I don't know with that weird polyester like basket weave, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, there's flat front shorts, and flat front shorts are kind of they're like the basic ones. There's a great album, I'll link it, where it's called like the Basic Bastard Chino Short, and it's all outfits of like, nice fitting white tees, solid tees with khaki shorts, navy shorts, olive shorts with like white sneakers. It's like your go-to, right? There's nothing wrong with it. I own a pair.
I have a couple pairs, but I almost never wear them, and I don't know if it's just because I think they're like just kind of boring, or the ones that I have aren't like particularly good. But I'm like really picky when it comes to shorts. I only basically have like 2 pairs of shorts that I regularly wear. But yeah, just the flat front ones, unless they have some sort of like interesting construction, or maybe they're like high rise and a little bit shorter and stuff like that. That's the only way I would really be able to wear them.
Yeah, and let's not forget that military shorts. When we're gonna get into that in a second. But like with the Baker pockets or something, those are technically flat front too. So like flat fronts, you kind of need something with them to kind of make them interesting. And personally, for me, I like to wear things around the flat front plain shorts, but we'll get into that how we wear them later on. And so if you want to get more of a tailored look, I think that pleats are a real great way to add in some interesting character. I think pleats in general, like flat front chinos are okay, but any kind of other trouser, I definitely prefer wearing pleats, because when you wear a high rise, and maybe we'll have a high-waisted episode in the future, because I guess we've also never talked about that on its own. But when you like in the 60s, you have high-waisted pants that were flat front. They look too like cylindrical, like it's a plain, like you're looking at a fucking Pringles can. Like there's nothing interesting happening there. But that's why, like in the 30s or whatever, when you have high-waisted, the pleats kind of create visual interest, and they kind of play along with the crease, the center crease in your trouser. So on shorts, it's a great way to kind of like not look too boring. Of course, with pleats, you're gonna have a wider fit, and that can be, some people might not like that. We'll get into silhouette and how to wear it in a sec. But that's kind of like a good way to do it. And then when you combine that the pleats, you either use, it's cool to do like the 80s, 90s Ralph Lauren way of wearing like an alligator skin belt, some kind of thin belt with it. But there's also the Drake's
makes a great pair of just like pleated chino shorts. So these, not non-Gurkha pleated shorts might be a little bit harder to pull off, just because with Gurkhas it's like very clear that like you're leaning into something. It's like definitely a little bit more unique. With these just pleated chino shorts, they could look a little bit like dad. But again, if you lean into it, maybe it'll work.
Yeah, and again, it's all about how you wear these things, So Gurkha shorts, as Spencer alluded to, they have a very intentional, like they're a weird design, comparatively speaking to the flat fronts and the plain shorts.
Military heritage.
So, real men, real style, gentlemen. Joker. Discord. So Gurkha shorts, again, there's plenty of Free Association. You guys gotta watch the Documentary Now parody episode of Free Association. I forgot what the name of the artist is, but
Swimming to Cambodia by Spalding Gray, and the episode I think is what's the episode called? Location is Everything. Is the Documentary Now episode. Check it out.
Thanks Fred Armisen and Bill Hader for sponsoring this episode. Just kidding, they're not the sponsor of this episode. So Gurkha shorts, as there's a lot of great articles. I have written one already on the blog before, which I'll link. There's also one I've written for Costume and Clothing, because they also make Gurkha shorts, but they are literally a vintage military British khaki short originally, that has like a very cummerbund, like it's a very thick waistband, and so it sits higher, maybe even higher than regular high-waisted shorts.
Yeah, because I mean these Uniqlo ones are super high, crazy.
Because
high,
again, the waistband is like really thick, and then they have an interlocking, well, not really interlocking, but they have like a self belt closure that has like the prong kind of belt. It's not like a side tab, and they're really cool. They're interesting, so they have like visual interest. So it's a cool way to wear a high-waisted short with pleats that is not super dad looking.
And we should talk about the Uniqlo ones, because they have the same closure as the Wet Price Glory trousers that we have.
Yeah, so the ones, like the Gurkha shorts from Uniqlo
closure.
Yeah, they're not technically, because Gurkhas are the interlocking ones, but I guess nowadays it's kind of become a catch-all term for anything that has like a weird closure. So the Uniqlo ones that Spencer and I have, and again the What Price Glory UK Officer World War II chino, they have a wide like button waistband, and then they have side tabs on them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Are you talking about your focus?
No, yeah, my camera was out of focus, so I was trying to fix it.
Because if you guys don't know how the podcast works, Spencer and I video chat, so we know when to not cut each other off when we're talking.
But we still do it.
We still do it, you know. Teach a man to fish. I don't know why I said that. That's a weird thing to say. So yeah, there's a bunch of side tab belt and belt closures. Or you have the choice of either doing side tabs, for tailored looks, because then maybe you want that Ambrosi Stofa style pant, but you want it as a short, right? So the way you get that clean Italian, look, you do side tabs, and that's another way of doing it. You don't have to do Gurkhas, because belts, again, kind of lean into either the dad look, or you can lean into it with like the 90s Ralph Lauren preppy kind of thing, and when you're like us, you have to have both, because I have both. Like I think it's like you can't have just like a navy blazer. It's like you need to have a navy blazer in Hopsack. You need to have a navy blazer in like fucking like a very
a tweed, like a
navy
tweed,
blazer, and then you have like a subtle like Glen blue check. It's like all of these things. We don't like capitalism, but we definitely like having a lot of things. So, but yeah, there's that, and then what about like rolled up pants? I think that's kind of a fun look.
Yeah, that is
shorts.
That's a debate we had, because when I was going through and making like the album that you're going to see in the show notes, I had a couple pictures of people just wearing shorts or pants rolled up to the knees, and we were like, are these shorts? And the answer is yes. They're shorts.
Yes,
there was a guy I went to high school with who had a pair of flannel lined jeans that I think he would wear when the rest of his pants were dirty, but sometimes it was really hot out, and he would just wear them rolled up to the knee, which seemed even more uncomfortable, because that's a lot of flannel touching your knee when you roll it up,
Yeah. I mean, I've done the rolled up thing because like a couple of maybe I think last year, Spencer and a couple of his friends, and of course us as well, we went to hang out at the beach, and I wore pants because it was like an evening thing, but we did wade in the water. Yeah. Shout out the classic Spiritual. Wade in the water. Is that? Do you know that one?
I don't know that one.
Okay, maybe
we'll play that. Thing. We'll play that over the credits.
You hear that, MJ? You gotta find that audio. Don't get on mic. But I've done the roll up pants look, and it's it's a little bit different. It's kind of like obviously it's not a technical short, but it has the same kind of vibe of exposing your legs.
You do have to have like pretty wide like straight leg pants for this to work. Yeah.
And it's also, it's not technically comfortable, but it's kind of like that thing where, say you are wearing military chinos, you are wearing like fatigues. I think that's a perfect, like, it's hot, just roll up. That's what people did back then, right? They just fucking rolled them up.
Especially like look. If you're hanging out by the water or whatever. That's a very cool way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's when typically I do it, because the beach can be kind of cold later on in the afternoon or in the evening. And so maybe if you're wearing pants or something, it's like you roll them up first and then you roll them back down. Remember that from Walmart, rollbacks? Remember that, like the little smiley face that would go like roll back? Remember that?
Not really.
Okay.
Did you ever have the pants that zipped off into shorts?
As a true nerd, I did. Absolutely.
I did. I had Boy Scout pants like that, and I thought they were the coolest. I was like, holy shit.
I love this. Shout out our notes producer Matt, who just texted MJ. MJ, we're going to need the public domain version of the Spiritual Weight of the Water. It's like a little peek behind the curtain. Yeah. Oh man. Don't get on mic, Matt. But good stuff. So let's talk about, and also we can't forget cutoffs.
Oh, like,
that's also a thing, whether
dozens of
not just like, yeah. Oh man, we gotta watch Pageant of the Masters sometime. No, we don't.
It's canceled this year.
Hey, technically, all four of us are musically trained. We have all been in like choir, so technically we could do an a cappella version of Wade in the Water. I love how this is like a very stream podcast because we're like live talking about.
Also, I don't know. I'm still a little bit tired. Like,
I'm tired.
We were
You know,
we were up late last night with a couple friends watching Porco Rosso. It was my first time seeing it after the stream. Great movie, but I mean, it's like we were up pretty late, and the last couple nights I've been up until like 2 or 3.
I also stayed up to clip the stuff because they're fresh in my mind.
I don't want it to sound like you're not. It's like we're not like the teacher just rolling in the fucking like VHS player.
No,
like
hopefully you guys are actually enjoying this episode.
Yeah, maybe you like it's a little bit looser.
Hey, there's no stuffiness here, right? So
exactly,
you know.
stuffiness gone.
But you know, so the materials of shorts I think are also really great to get into because you know clearly again we have the chino twill fabric. There are varieties of it. You know, there's like garment dyed or whatever. I mean, I don't really typically look at that. I prefer regular twill cotton just because you know when you sweat, when you wash them, you kind of get that character on them. They're the classic, of course. Chino fabric is the classic, whether it's the military style or again like I have like. They're not moleskiny, but they're a lot softer, like the ones I got from Banana Republic. Again, R.I.P. the chinos I bought from Banana Republic because my shorts from them, I still own them. This is like 2011, 2012, like college time. And also the fucking Aiden chinos that I bought that are still great for like a Drake's like esque look. They don't make them. They're all stretch fabric.
They don't make them anymore.
Don't get stretch fabric in general, guys. Come on. Don't like them. And then of course you've got linen shorts. Now linen shorts are kind of interesting because I've only had like 1 or 2 pairs. Typically, I think linen cotton might be better if you prefer more drape because linen shorts are going to rumple like crazy.
Yeah,
because they're short, right?
Yeah, I have a pair of like brown kind of like slubby linen shorts that I wear occasionally, but not really. And it's like, I don't know, a lot of my cotton shorts they're shorts. They're like just as breathable, just as, you know, it's fine.
Maybe not breathable, but they're comfortable.
They're just as comfortable, yeah.
Yeah. But linen, you know, again, you get the benefit of it being like a very light fabric, you know, linen, when you hold it up to the light, you can see through it in most cases. But, you know, again, from a presentation standpoint, maybe they might not be as good. Also, sweaty linen kind of feels weird. Like, while sweaty cotton is like kind of like normal because it's durable, but linen kind of feels weird when you sweat through it. And again, if you're wearing them in summer or you're wearing them around the pool, it just kind of isn't right, you know?
Yeah.
And then you could do like HBT shorts, you know, like army stuff, or even
no,
like
absolutely.
shorts.
It's like, yeah, that's. I mean, we keep previewing what we're gonna talk about in the future. We're gonna be talking about like the different styles, but yeah, no, the rugged way to do it is if you want to kind of avoid like the dad look. Some like either like, you know, military like cutoffs or something, and olive with some military details are a great way to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, like there's not that much like, you know, because you're not going to be wearing like flannel shorts, right? We're not, and again, we also debated on whether or not +4s are a short, and I
we decided
and I made the executive decision to not do that. Yeah,
because I mean we don't wear them, and I don't think either of us are interested in having +4s.
Like, I think it's kind of sick, but it's also like I could not imagine me wearing them very often.
Yeah, it would be like those are. I mean, it's like for those of you who don't know, I think most of our audience probably does know, but +4s are those like 1920s like you know, director's pants or whatever. What they wore on the golf course, shit like that. We have friends that own suits with +4 pants from the vintage scene, but neither of us have ever worn them or owned them, as far as I know.
That is absolutely correct, you know. Yeah. Also, they're rare, so, you know, you're not going to find too much of that. But yeah, so again, like shorts, like the materials are always going to either be linen, cotton, in some form of those, or blends, for the most part, because, you know, they're not, you're not going to wear them in like winter time. But speaking of that, I mean, there are corduroy shorts. That's also kind of coming back. I mean,
Birdwell makes a great pair of corduroy shorts that have a Baker pocket that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, like I was gonna say, not Jake's, but Drake's has a couple articles on the corduroy, like baby whale cord shorts, which is you know, it's kind of cool because it's like, you know, cords, we think of that as a very, you know, what do you call it, a very fall winter fabric, because, you know, we're used to like seeing like the very wide whale Ralph, like, you know, polo Ralph Lauren 90s kind of thing,
but there's nothing in the rule book that says corduroy has to be heavy.
Exactly, and I think when I think of like thinner cords, I think of like the '70s, which we talked
Yeah.
about extensively in a previous episode, and I wrote like 9,000 words on the topic. But like that whole thing, like very thin cords, in weight, and the whale, I think are super cool. And having them as shorts is a cool like transitional one. I mean, again, I don't own that many. Maybe we could talk about that after we discuss Madras in a second. But yeah, I don't really have most of my shorts. Again, are going to be cotton or linen. And then
Yeah.
so since I said it, there's Madras, which we don't own, but that's a cool kind of fabric. Like
I would
patchwork
love
Madras
some,
shorts.
patchwork madras or something like that. Well, I think just the regular madras would make me think too
Mattress?
much. We'll never figure
Oh
this
shit!
out.
Fuck.
We'll never figure this out.
Nope.
Email us. How do you pronounce madras, whatever? The Indian bleeding fabric. How do you pronounce it? But anyway, I think plain madras shorts I would be hesitant to wear because they would remind me too much of my plaid short days. But yeah, like patchwork, something like that. Or like maybe if it's like a kind of like bolder colorway, then you would get my attention.
Yeah. But what colors are you into? Because like again, like I don't have gonna have that many. But khaki I think is fine. Olive
Oh, are we
green
talking
is
about
good,
shorts that
dark
we already
brown.
own?
Well, I'm just thinking about like colors. And the thing is, because I only own those, I can't really imagine having anything else. Like I don't think I could wear like Nantucket red shorts, right?
I don't think I
Um,
would. I think I own them, but I don't think I wear them.
I think I would be intrigued to try out like a plaid like bleeding madras short.
No, it's
but like you said, I don't know if I could separate in my mind, but I feel like I would be intrigued to see how it would work.
yeah, like a patchwork madras that was like I don't know. I like kind of like reds and yellows in my madras patterns.
Yeah.
I would love that. The only shorts that I own, the only shorts that I regularly wear, are my Gurkhas from Uniqlo, which are khaki, and then I have my Wallace and Barnes military shorts, which are olive. But I would like to have like maybe a dark navy pair I would like that.
Yeah.
I'm looking. While we were talking about, I was looking at the corduroy shorts on the Birdwell website. I might have to pick up a pair of these because these are pretty sick. So, like I said, they have the Baker pockets. They have no belt loops, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, these do really look like a good '70s kind of vibes, like summer short.
And and as you know, we are definitely leaning into it apparently for like this year. And so you talk about the Uniqlo ones. I remember like when I went to the store, the Century City store, pre-quarantine. They had the darker brown ones. I was like, shit, I want the khaki ones because I wanted to replace my WPG ones just because like I said on the stream in my high waisted segment, I'm pooping all the time, and so having those shorts, especially when shorts are kind of supposed to be easy. Wearing Gurkha shorts is like kind of like true Gurkhas with the overlocking closure is like a little complicated.
Because I mean, you
it's
couldn't
kinda...
even figure out how it was supposed to go when you first got them, right? Like,
what happened was I took off the belt buckles when I washed them, and then when I was putting them back in, I was like, wait, I don't know how it goes back into it,
Yeah.
And so now, well, hey, I guess if MJ owns them now, maybe he just throws them in the wash now.
Maybe.
But don't tell us, please. But yeah, so I kind of wanted the khaki ones to replace those, and then now I'm like, fuck, I kind of want the brown ones because now that I got used, now that I have a khaki pair, like I want something different. And RIP now because those Gurkhas are like sold out on the website. Because
I mean,
cool.
yeah, well, because they were on sale when I got them. I think that's why
Yeah.
they were on their way out already at the beginning of March or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, good purchase if they ever bring them back. Uniqlo U Gurkhas.
Yeah.
You have what? Tell us about those navy shorts that you have, the Gurkhas, or the Italian
yes.
shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've never for a while I didn't own actual like Gurkha military ones because if you want to find real ones, I think Broadway and Sons, Raggedy Threads, they all find those, all those curated vintage shops occasionally pick them have them and people pick them up. But I got mine, I guess, through Raggedy Threads through a friend of ours, Josh Gooch, who is good friends with the owner, and I guess they're not technically Gurkhas. They are Australian or something.
Yeah, they
Like
don't
they're
have a Gurkha
Australian military
closure,
pants.
but they have a unique closure.
Yeah, well, no, I've seen Gurkha ones with that same one too. I
Mm.
think where it's like at the front of the waistband there is like two latches. Again, there's gonna be a picture of them in the show notes.
It's like the
But
double
it's like
monk straps of shorts.
yeah, it's like you got like it's like you got two belts on the front of it. Like literal, like not like the Gurkhas where the belts go on the side. I'm talking about like when you pull a belt through the loop. Like think of wearing two belts on top of each other.
It's
That's
like
kind of
very
how
Back
they
to the
are.
Future Part 2.
Yeah, exactly. But but other than that, they have the same kind of they're high. They have a very thick waistband. They have like the forward-facing pleats and everything, and they're made out of like a cool navy, maybe kind of like almost a vibrant navy, um, a khaki, blue twill, navy twill, and so those are like my cool go-to like navy blue shorts. Although because they are Gurkhas and they are weird, like or have the weird closure, I don't wear them as much. I typically wear my navy blue pleated shorts with belt loops and forward pleats from Polo Ralph Lauren. I got those on eBay. Again, you guys can find those pretty affordably because Ralph has been around for a long time, and pleated shorts have been a thing. So if you find like older ones, you can probably find them for like $20 or so, and that's what I got
Yeah.
mine. And those are like my favorites. To do. I don't think I got them tailored. They are definitely slimmer than the military ones. But those ones are really cool. I love wearing those with like my alligator skin belt that is also Ralph Lauren. Got to get that brand cohesion right there. And then so for khaki shorts, I've got two. So like I said, I also have the Uniqlo Gurkhas, the same ones that Spencer has. Really great stuff. I used to have WPG Gurkhas, which I actually slimmed down and hemmed, but this time, coming back around, with that whole Ethan's trouser journey and embracing wide fit, I've actually just rolled these ones up. I didn't get them hemmed or get them tapered just because I'm embracing it. It's a much different look. Looks kind of more safari, but that's
Yeah.
kind of like leading into it, and we'll get into that in a second. And then I have flat front, kind of slim shorts from Banana Republic. Like they're the short companion to the chinos that I had, and they've been around for a long time. Like I've had these since like college. Like I think this was like one of my first like on my own college fits where I was like trying to upgrade my style from like wearing fucking gym shorts everywhere, or my plaid fucking shorts from like Target. But these ones, I've debated on like giving them away for at least a long time. I'm glad I didn't, because I got into like Ivy, and flat front kind of slim slim shorts is like a way to to do Ivy, because they moved away from the pleated wide-legged short from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And so as a guy who does a bunch of different stuff, it was great, and they are great quality, at least from what I can feel. They've been around. I've washed them plenty of times. They might have a couple of like detergent or bleach stains just because I've had them for like 8 years or so, but they're great. They're a great classic color, and the way I wear them, the way I try and wear them is to not look too dad, and not like dad like old man dad. I'm talking like new dad, like a dad who wears like a floral shirt with like these slim fit chino shorts,
Yeah.
and then like Allbirds or something, which my dad.
So like just
when
like
he-
all early 30s, like millennial dude.
Yeah,
Style,
exactly.
yeah.
Like I don't want to lean into that, but again, these shorts are great, and because they're like mid-rise, but because I think I've lost weight, or just over the years they've kind of stretched out, they sit higher. So it's it's a cool look, and one of my favorite looks with them is by using the schoolboy outfit, which now we'll get into, because you're probably wondering, okay, those are all great. How do I wear these shorts? How do I reconcile being tailored and wearing something that is quote casual? And the thing is, the way I do it is to always look at it as just an alternative to pants, literally. Like, so what do I wear with pants? I wear loafers and white socks. So what do I wear with shorts? Loafers and white socks. It took a while to get into, because at first I think the first way to do it is you wear them sockless with loafers, right? Like that's kind of like the main way to kind of get that into that mindset. Same thing with like guys wearing sneakers. Like the tailor guys getting the sneakers. Wearing socks and sneakers is a little bit weird. but doing sockless sneakers has a very cool vibe. It shows off some ankle. It has kind of like a slimming profile because it contrasts like the slimness of your ankle to like the chunky of the shoe as opposed to like a sock.
The chunky of the shoe?
I don't know. Dude, give me a break. I haven't eaten anything today.
Okay.
But yeah. So like I always think of it that way. I always think of it as, okay, what is this outfit, and I'm just gonna wear shorts with it. Just like if you're going for something military, right? Like you're wearing a work shirt. You could do olive fatigues, or you can wear olive fatigue shorts, right? And that's kind of like a different kind of look. We also mentioned earlier wearing the basic bastard. Wearing a plain T-shirt or wearing like one of those untuck-it OCBDs is kind of like an easy way to do it. But then putting a spin on that is kind of a cool way, right? Like you wear a Breton stripe tee or any kind of stripe tee in general.
Or even if you want to do like an upgraded version of that, like Oxford Cloth Button Down on Instagram does this all the time, where instead of wearing like he wears shorts really well. We'll have to include some pictures of him, but he does kind of like it's an upgraded version of like the basic bastard Ivy look, because he's not wearing the untuck it, shorts with the tiny collars, or the shirts with the tiny collars with like shorts from J. Crew or whatever. He is wearing like cut off chinos with like a vintage OCBD with like, that's long and has the long point collar, whatever. So you can take the basic bastard look and just make it way better by using slightly more interesting pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like the principles remain the same.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I wear T-shirts and shorts, but the thing is, instead of doing like the regular look, I'll tuck in my T-shirt into my shorts or something, or the footwear will be different. And of course, with sartorial stuff, again, it's better. High-waisted is better because you're already in that mindset. I think that you shouldn't shy away from tucking your shirt into your shorts. I think that's kind of a thing. I mean,
especially
it depends.
Only if they have the high rise. If they don't have
only high rise, yeah. But it really depends, because like an untucked OCBD with shorts is kind of cool, right? Like we said, but then tucking it in kind of leads into the whole dad look, which I particularly enjoy, because it's kind of like as our friend Jason would say, it's punk rock, or as I would say, it's postmodern. It's. I think you shouldn't shy away of kind of like leading into like the sartorial thing. I definitely, on that note, I like wearing jackets with shorts.
Oh, because me too. For me, I do it all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing where it's kind of hard to get into shorts in general, because not only are you the whole defaulting thing, but because you feel beholden to the ideas of summer. So like, oh, it's shorts. I
don't let the season be your master.
Yeah, rebellions are built on hope. But you can't, when you're wearing shorts, a lot of people are like, well, why would I wear a jacket if I'm already wearing shorts? Like, it's antithetical. But I think it's fine. Like that whole look of wearing a sweater, like a long sleeve sweater with shorts is like a thing. Like I think I remember I was reading an article a while back that said like a sweater with shorts is like the most powerful like late summer look. It's because it's like owning up to like
it's the most powerful thing you could
fall
do.
Season. Yeah, there's a good picture, I think, of Harrison Ford somewhere wearing like really short like Patagonia baggies or some like short chino shorts with like a shaggy dog sweater, and I think it's fucking cool.
Yeah,
it has a very like JFK kind of vibe to it, or like a very casual like 60s prep.
Exactly. And I mean, I do wear light jackets like all the time in summer, even
short coats, man. Short coats.
Yeah, short coats.
Right
because it's like I don't know. I like having the pocket space. Like that's what it comes down to for me. If it's a light jacket, it's not really going to make much of a difference. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, again, maybe skip the OCBD, and then instead wear a T-shirt and put the short coat over that.
And just think of the short coat as an overshirt.
Yeah, and there's also, again, you could also like lean into the workwear thing, or milsip, or wearing like a chambray work shirt with short. I think that's kind of cool. But something that I always kind of do that. Or I guess I do it, and a lot of like the regular menswear world does it because it's very Italian Riviera. But wearing a cap collar shirt with shorts is an easy way to kind of get into now it's elegant. It's an elegant take on shorts, because some people in Italian Riviera wear that. Think of like a cool blue or white cap collar shirt with some white linen or cream shorts. That's pretty sick. But I like taking kind of vintage, wearing. There's plenty of illustrations, Lawrence Fellows or whatever wearing. These guys are wearing like camp collars and spear points, checked gingham, plaid shirts with shorts, and I always think that that's more interesting because typically shorts are going to be plain unless you're wearing Madras or you're wearing like a critter short, which none of us own, but I'm kind of entertained by the idea of critter shorts and critter pants, because we'll get into that future thing on something, I don't know, Ivy or whatever. But shorts are typically going to be very plain, so I always think that wearing something with patterns or and in conjunction with layers makes the outfit much more interesting, because again, I run the risk of feeling too plain when I'm wearing shorts. There's nothing wrong with being plain, but we talked also about there's something wrong with being basic, but I prefer being interesting over being plain, just because I know I can.
You can kind of like, if you want to kind of go for the more elegant look or whatever, a good way you could an Italian knit shirt is.
Oh
is,
yeah.
That's if you really want to go for kind of like mid-century, like Italian Riviera, that's the way to do
Talented Mr. Ripley,
Exactly, yeah. So it's like they're just not going to be maybe as bold as some of the like Aloha shirts or whatever you get. They're going to be a little bit more refined. But they're still more interesting than just wearing like a polo shirt or something, or a plain.
Oh yeah, I don't think I wear polo shirts with shorts very often.
I'm doing that right now. Actually, I'm wearing my Uniqlo knit polo with my Uniqlo Gurkhas because I don't think I'm leaving the house today, and it's hot. So
Well, see, the thing is that you're wearing a knit polo, because I guess in my head, like, I don't want to be like the literal like Banana Republic model where you're wearing the luxe polo, like that kind of like really silky.
No, I mean, I don't.
Polo with the
yeah,
shorts.
I don't think I would wear like a plain navy pair of shorts or plain navy polo with a regular khaki shorts. But because this is a knit polo, it's a little bit more interesting. And because these are Gurkhas, they're a little bit more interesting. I think it's fine.
Yeah, well, again, overall, it's about taking these ideas that, again, most of menswear hasn't really changed drastically. We're not into doing streetwear, we're not doing avant-garde, we're not doing high fashion. But it's about taking these things that have been around that might seem inoffensive, because menswear can be inoffensive, and then making it offensive, I guess. Yeah. So but I mean, it's all about making something more interesting. And on that note, I want to before we I guess we're doing pretty good on time. Wow.
Yeah, we still have a lot of time. I think that maybe we can push this a little bit further, but I think we really should talk about length, because that, I think, is a big make or break for me in terms of shorts. I personally believe, maybe with the exception of Gurkha shorts, I personally believe that they should be short. And I'm not trying to be like a early 2010s like frat guy wearing chubbies or whatever, but I do think that shorts look better when they're not like at your knee.
Yeah. I mean, I think they have to be above the knee at some point. I think that's. I mean, even on me, like, I've seen the Bryceland's guys wear their reproduction Gurkhas, and they don't cuff them. They just wear them all. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you do it. And the answer is they're taller than me, so maybe that looks better. But for me as a guy, again, I've talked about my height. I mean, apparently, so if you're on MFA, by the way, guys, check it. There's a imagery album. Maybe I'll put it in the show notes or something. I don't know. It's not really related, but it's something we reference. But they made an album of stylish people 5'8" and under. And I am now a certified short king. So I am in that article. Actually, I'm in that imagery album fairly frequently, which is great. Shout out to that guy on MFA for doing that. It's really nice of him. But again, like, I typically don't think about how my height affects like my clothing or tailoring choices. But I do think, like Spencer said, shorts are better when they're short. So above the knee is like what I do on my
most of the photos we have, these guys are wearing shorts like mid thigh. You don't have to go that short if you don't want to, but it should be at least like an inch or two above the knee.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so it's again up to interpretation. Again, width might be up to interpretation more so than the length, because just like with wide leg pants for menswear, width doesn't really matter, but we all tend to agree that wearing a trouser that doesn't break too much or has a very minimal break is often better and much more flattering to people. So in that same vein, shorts should definitely be above the knee, no matter if you're wearing a slimmer slim straight short, or you're wearing a wide leg short.
And I mean, it's like we talk
I
about like, oh, it's boring just to wear like a t-shirt with shorts or whatever. But it's like I'm looking at the first picture in the album right now, and it's this dude in these like fucking it's like a bunch of frat guys in the '80s, and it's all these dudes in these tiny athletic shorts with like Budweiser tees or collegiate tees, and that look is sick. That's not just like plain t-shirt with like olive shorts or whatever. Once again, you can wear what may
novelty
seem basic,
shirts,
basic pieces, but just like if
also,
if you're being intentional about it, it's gonna look good.
Yeah, I also think that wearing headwear with shorts is also a good move. I mean, also in general, I do that in general, but I think as I was writing the schoolboy article, I think it really helps because wearing a cap, wearing like a bucket hat, I think is really cool, just because it adds to the whole look. I mean, don't wear an accessory just for an accessory, but typically wear it if you're gonna try and it'll protect you. Berets maybe won't work with shorts because that's kind of weird, but wearing a bucket hat I think adds to the whole interesting nature of a short. You're not just being like a regular basic outfit, And on that term, one of the ways to not be basic is to do the short suit. And I do not mean wearing a well, actually, I have done that, but like not like the whole Tom Brown thing or like the suit supply thing. But I do think it's interesting to wear a jacket, a matching jacket with your trousers. I think that's kind of a cool power move.
You mean shorts?
Yeah. What did I say?
Yeah, you said trousers.
Oh yes, well yeah, you should wear jackets and trousers, but also wear them with shorts. I've worn like my linen khaki like chore blazer with my Gurkha shorts as like a short suit. I love that outfit.
But that's not. But we're not. You're not talking about like where a super 120s wool.
Exactly. And neither am I talking about even my hopsack blazers. Not even that. It's always got to be something that's.
Because
like,
you've never worn like a short suit that was like made to be worn together, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I've never done that.
We're going back to like I don't know if we did a podcast episode about it, but just the casual suit. That's what you're going back to.
Yeah, just with shorts. I've done that. Wearing my chore coat, my navy chore coat from Drake's with my navy pleated shorts from Ralph Lauren to the pleated military shorts that I got from Raggedy Threads.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways to kind of create that short suit, and again it makes a cohesive look. It makes the look more streamlined. Makes it more fun to wear stuff underneath. You could wear a graphic T-shirt to kind of break it up, plaid shirts, whatever, and then wearing that with sneakers, wearing that with loafers, I think are great. I think it's an underrated look. I know, again, probably preaching to the choir for most people here because we all have very similar fashion mentalities. But it's a cool thing if you haven't tried it yet, and it's something I typically do because, again, I just want to make my looks more interesting.
There's a very cool photo we have of a dude at the beach wearing a tweed blazer with cotton swim trunks and flippers. I'm not sure he's wearing a shirt underneath the blazer. He might just be wearing the blazer and shorts and nothing else.
Tweed blazer on skin, bro. I don't know how you're doing that. I'd be itching up a storm. So what do you think about like footwear and shorts as we wrap up?
So I've worn like loafers. Well, obviously it's like you're going to want to stick with more casual shoes. But yeah, like sockless loafers. I do sneakers a lot. I would still love a good pair of espadrilles, but I had a bad experience sizing wise ordering them online, so now I'm hesitant to do that again. But like the Sperry's that you just got, something like that, like kind of like an old school deck shoe or whatever. Those of course look great with shoes with shorts. Yeah.
I mean, canvas sneakers in general, I think, are pretty good for that one. Because again, they kind of they remind me of deck shorts. They're just really casual. Converse and stuff are really cool to wear.
Yeah.
With shorts, in general, like I said, I think of the shorts as just like replacement pants. So anything I wear with pants, I would wear with my shorts. I'm looking at my shoe wardrobe right now, and I don't know if I would do a lace-up with shorts, like a leather lace up. But I mean, like, technically, right? A sneaker is a lace up.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future I'd get into it. I think maybe like a pair boot might be kind of interesting. Like something that's not like an Oxford or a traditional derby, I think would be interesting. I don't know if I even have any inspiration album pictures for that because I still have to add in my own stuff. But I think loafers are great for that because, in general, loafers have this amazing ability of like making anything you wear with them kind of upgraded and look more elegant.
Yeah.
Like I think a tassel loafer is great. I've seen like I'm sure we're gonna add a picture of Chase. Chase has been when he was home in quarantine has worn shorts with tassel loafers, shell cordovan tassel loafers. I think that's cool. I've definitely done that both with and without socks.
How about boots? The first time we met our friend Doug, he was doing boots with shorts.
When was that?
That was at Rose Bowl. It wasn't the first time you met him, I don't think, but it was the first time I met him.
No. Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was
I
wearing,
kind of am into it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he rocked it. I think it's maybe a tougher look to pull off, but I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, you have to make sure everything else works with it because I only have one example of me wearing it, and it is me for matching my Animal Crossing a little avatar. But I'm wearing I was gonna say the Wabash one, but that's my Animal Crossing character.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a chambray pullover with my Gurkha shorts, and then I'm wearing that with my shell cordovan. Alden style tanker boot, I guess. I don't like that kind of thing. And I love. At first, I was like, "This is gonna be weird," but I love that thing. Like I've seen, I think it was Flannels and Tweed. I can't find it. I've been trying to find it for a while because he posts like every day, and this was like a couple of years ago. But he did kind of a similar look, like an OCBD with like a bandana around his neck with like high waisted shorts, and then he wore that with desert boots. And it's kind of like an updated like preppy take on like the class because people wore desert boots
cool.
with Gurkha shorts back in the day, right? Or the British military or something. So, personally, I don't like the look of desert boots because I think they're a little too plain, to go against it. I think it looks a little weird. Maybe it's also because I don't have like the Asterflex or the Clark's desert boot style.
Yours are a little bit dressier.
Boot. Yeah, mine are a little bit dressier because they're from Loke and they're they have a little more of like an elegant almond.
Well, because I have the Alan Emmons ones, which people keep mistaking for the Alden ones, which is cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about those, since those are a little bit more casual style?
I don't know. I think you're going to have to... Hey, if it's in the show notes and Spencer did it, then you'll know it's good. And if you don't see it in the show notes, it's because we decided it was not good.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to put one of those together before this comes out.
There you go. Yeah. And then so we've also... so whenever I wear the Alden shell cordovan boots, because it's so high up, it's got so many laces, it kind of reminds me of like vintage hiking wear or like just hiking wear in general, where people literally wear shorts with boots. And I think that's also kind of a look.
Yeah, that's a great. We're not gonna have too much time to go into it, but yeah, the 70s 80s hiker look is like they rock some cool things. Like Patagonia, I want a pair of Patagonia baggies, which those are just like a very very kind of like retro like short athletic short.
Yeah, because I kind of want some now. Like I feel like we were talking about rowing blazers on the stream again. I don't know when you guys are listening to this. That's kind of fun, but it's fairly recent in my mind because it was just on Wednesday. But I don't know when press time is. But I was talking about how Tracksmith has those like kind of athletic, like they have a variety of different like lengths, like the classic like 70s super short ones. There's also like more regular ones there, but I would entertain the idea of wearing those and then finding a way of wearing them in my everyday wear apart from just athletic wear. It's kind of similar to my article, and I about what do you call it? I'm making a motion. They're called the sweatpants with tailoring, or sweatpants with like iron stuff. And I think it's kind of a similar alternative, right? Like if sweatpants are more of like the fall winter version than wearing like athletic collegiate vintage looking shorts with like loafers and and white socks, or even like white socks and like Converse. I think that's kind of a cool way of evoking that similar kind of vibe. So Yeah, I mean, again, it's hot. Wear shorts however you want it. I mean, you don't have to. Some people today, even our friends, they still don't wear shorts. They just kind of wear them only when they're at home. I think that it's perfectly viable to kind of wear them as an outfit, and
Yeah.
it was definitely a long time before I was able to do it. I think only very recently I started wearing shorts much more, but they're great. I think you can't really shy away from it if you want to survive in hot weather. Like don't be dumb, like don't be that guy that's like, oh, I'm gonna wear a suit every day because that's what gentlemen do. Like, no man, look at the 30s, people wore fucking shorts, dude. So
Yeah.
and
People
they did
love
it really well.
shorts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I think that'll do it for this topic.
Wow, we just talked about all there is to talk about shorts.
And now you never have to hear about it again.
Yeah. Just come back to this episode.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode on shorts. I know it is very important, especially for us, because it is August and it is still like 100 degrees outside and inside, if you're like me. So I'm basically dying, and the only thing I can get through the day is wear shorts. So that is what we've been doing. So if you want to follow the Instagram, you can follow us at Style Direction, all spelled out. My Instagram is at Ethan M. Wong. You can follow Spencer at SpencerDSO. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, which has highlights as well as old episodes. But the highlights are from our Twitch streams because we stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Style Direction. We stream twice a week at Wednesday and Saturday, 8 p.m. PST. And if you're unable to watch it with us live and be in the cool comment section and discuss along with us, you guys can watch it on YouTube. So that's really great there. And if you feel like contributing to the podcast, helping us continue to create great content for you guys, you can subscribe to our Patreon, or I guess become a patron of our Patreon. It's a great place, really goes a long way for us to continue to be consistent with the episodes and with the Twitch and everything like that. And you also get access to not only an extra bonus episode every month, but the exclusive Style Direction Discord, which is popping with a lot of great conversations, a lot of great eBay links, a lot of great inspiration images. If that's really interesting to you, you want to get a cool, it's still kind of small, but a good close-knit menswear community, join the Patreon and get in that Discord because it's really great. And speaking of our Patreon patrons, I want to say a specific thank you to our Sadcast Fanatics, which is our top tier. Again, really thankful to the contributions that they give us every month. So thank you to Seth Peterson, Austin Malott, Eric Hall, and Shane Curry. We'll see you guys in the next episode out in 2 weeks because we're being consistent now. I mean, we've been consistent for a little while. Anyway, bye-bye. Bye-bye.